Hello, and welcome to a secondhand book unboxing featuring two signed limited editions, both based off the artwork of Alan M. Clark. This, my friends, is Imagination Fully Dilated, Volumes 1 and 2. Now, I will admit that I do kind of already own one of the volumes, but it's in an unsigned trade state, and I wasn't necessarily seeking it out, but an offer came along for the signed editions. Pardon me as I shear through some tape, cut through the red tape here. So I know one of these was published by Cemetery Dance. Volume 1 was Cemetery Dance. Volume 2 was not Cemetery Dance. I don't know who Volume 2 is by, but we're going to find out, shall we? So here is Imagination Fully Dilated, Volumes 1 and 2, both based on the artwork of Alan M. Clark. Although only the first one is edited by Alan M. Clark, it's also co-edited by Elizabeth Engstrom, who edited the second volume from IFD Publishing. So, listen, I think I already have Volume 1, but it's an unsigned edition, which is fine. You get the beautiful artwork, but look at all these signatures. Wow. Elizabeth Engstrom, Alan M. Clark, Chismar, Tim Powers, Nina Kariki Hoffman, Michael Arnzen, John Palin, Robert Devereaux, Melanie Tem, Norm Partridge, Nancy Holder, Lucy Taylor, Steve Rasnick Tem, Ed Lee, Denise Bruckman, Ray Vukajic, butchering the hell out of these names, whole bunch of them. Wow. This is a ton. 600 copies back in the day, back in 98, I believe. This is 439 of 600. So this is the alliterated works of Alan M. Clark. 98, yes. So, Alan M. Clark, big author. Oh, they're little tipped-in plates. Look at that. And so he had all these art pieces. And my understanding is that each of the authors contributed stories based off of the art. So, you know, there's some cats dancing around a fire. Fire dance, Jack Ketchum. Dead blue, dead blue. Very interesting. I like this. I like the style of it. Maybe I don't own this edition. Maybe it's volume 2. I don't ever mind having tipped in artwork. I never mind just being printed, but maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe it was tipped in the whole time. But wow, that Pizzo? Is that how you say that guy's name or woman's name, or Pediso? I don't know. Pediso? I don't know. Ramsey Campbell. Very, very interesting. It almost reminds me in a way of, what was it? It was a J.K. Potter collection that Subterranean Press did, which had a similar sort of aesthetic. I mean, J.K. Potter being a famous author, well, not author, I imagine he's probably written a thing or two, famous artist, more famous as an artist, and he had provided art pieces that served as inspiration for short stories that were based off his art pieces, and those were featured in a collection of their own. But that was, like I said, Subpress. This is Cemetery Dance. Oh, the Thames wrote theirs together, which makes sense. Thomas F. Monteleone, who has his own Night Train novel coming soon from Centipede Press. So interesting. I like it. Anyways, that's Volume 1. Volume 2, there we go, from IFD Publishing, which must be independently published because that's the same cat logo, the same Fire Dance cat logo. This one, of course, being signed by its own plethora of authors here, including Charles DeLint's scribble, making sure the pen works. That is just how he signs his name. He doesn't move his hand when he signs it. Jeff Vandermeer, there's Jack Ketchum. Whole bunch of them. This is 600 copies as well. Is Campbell on the first page? I thought I saw Campbell on the first page, but he's also on the second page. But maybe I'm imagining things. Oh, Richard Lehman signed this. That's awesome. 114, The Literated Works. This one was 2000, a couple years later. I don't know why Cemetery Dance didn't do this one. Oh no, this one's Tipton as well. Tipton artwork. So what the hell version do I have? Or has it just been years since I've looked at my version and I'm, imagining things that aren't there. I almost wonder. It's like, hey, here's the artwork and make a story out of it. Ramsey is like, there's no story in it. And so he named his thing No Story in It. It intrigues me. But, I like a good short story. This seems like an interesting concept. I mean, it's fully illustrated. I mean, mostly because you based it off the illustrations to begin with. So, you gotta love it. Richard T. Chismar, The Night Shift. A little Stephen King influence there. Shirley it is, not John Shirley. Alan Steele. Michael Arnzen. P.D. Kasich. All sorts of names in here. Randy Fox, which is both a pen name and a porn name. Don't actually know if it's his pen name, but we're going to go with it. Poppy Z. Bright. Fun story about Poppy Z. Bright. I don't know if I've shared this on the channel before. But Poppy Z. Bright, they live down in New Orleans, down in Louisiana. And they had a little book that Borderlands Press had done many years back. I can't remember what the color was. Let's say orange, like a little orange book of New Orleans stories. And, I got an extra copy through one way or another. I can't remember how I got it, probably through a grab bag or something. I wound up with an extra copy of the New Orleans short stories. And I was having the damnedest time trying to sell it on the secondary market because I'm like, I don't need 2 copies of this. So I couldn't sell it. So I turned to eBay. I don't like going to eBay because they take a big chunk away in fees. It's just, it hurts, I'd rather sell something off of eBay than on eBay. But anyways, it sold on eBay. And I printed the shipping label of who bought it. And you know who bought it? Poppy Z. Bright. I sold their own collection back to them. And I shipped it to them down in New Orleans. And it was the weirdest feeling ever. It's like, are you collecting your own works? Do you not have your own copy, your own, like a reader's copy? I mean, I know some publishers will forget to send reader copies to the authors. I hope it's not the case, but you never know. Borderlands has a critical history behind it with Monteleone. And, but anyways, yeah, that was probably the biggest surprise was I sold the book on eBay. I printed up the packing label, shipping label, and wouldn't you know, I was shipping it to the author themselves, which is just a wild feeling to have. But it happened. Anyways, random tangent aside, that, my friends, are the Imagination Fully Dilated collections. I'm very much looking forward to diving in and actually reading the short stories, You can hopefully get a lot of really good short stories. Sometimes doesn't. Sometimes you might get some crap in there. You never know. But you might be able to find some gems. It's an interesting concept. These books are, 25 years old. I mean, we're getting closer by the day to 30. We got a couple more years there, but if you're watching this in the future, maybe it is the 30th anniversary of this first volume. Who is to say? But an older title from Cemetery Dance and an older title from someone who is not Cemetery Dance. Unsigned limited editions. I believe there must be a trade edition out there as well, because I think I have one, unless mine was a signed edition that just had the limitation page unceremoniously ripped out. I don't know. I'll have to go pull that out and see how it is. But anyways, very cool. Very excited to add these to the collection. So the price was absolutely right on these. So anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I do at least one book review a week with plenty of unboxing videos in between here and there, so plenty of stuff to keep you entertained. And I try to cover all sorts of publishers whenever I can. Whenever I find something cool in the secondary market, I'll be sure to share it with you. But I got plenty of, new titles coming too as well. So anyways, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you around next time.